Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's AYCG Gamecast, episode 471. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
And Tony Korkanakis.
Os.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners, viewers, to 471 of the Gamecast. We were talking about it. We teased about it last week. We had Blizzcon. It happened. It definitely happened, and we definitely predicted a lot of it.
Definitely happened.
There was a lot of Winnie the Poohs, but we'll get into that in a little bit. That's our big topic of the night to discuss. First of all, I want to hear about, I'm guessing, Outer Worlds, guys? Mike? Tony?
Nothing new from me, actually. Well, I forget if I mentioned it last time, but I got to probably the third place or so, and I kind of got a little disappointed that I was seeing the same enemies, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh.
In Fallout, at least, it was like, okay, you're in the same area and stuff like that. But in this, it's like you go to a different planet, and it's like you're seeing the same enemies. I'm just like, it totally takes me out of it, because I'm just like, why would this thing be on two different planets? Like, it just, it took me out of that, immersion kind of thing. So, I got kind of cooled on that. I'm still going to finish it, but the other thing is League of Legends ranked season is ending soon, and just as every year, I always forget to get to the gold placement before its season ends, so I'm trying to grind that out right now. So that's my focus, and then afterwards we'll be back on that Outer Worlds train. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, you can probably talk more about Outer Worlds than myself. I played a little bit of it myself, and I did exactly what I did in Fallout 3 the first time I walked out of the vault. The first time... What's crazy is it didn't happen to me the first time I played it. Like in the beginning, I went through and I killed the mobs that were there on the way in. I'm playing this game like I don't give a shit about people. Now I've slowed down on killing people.
I've slowed down on my murder spree.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. My lingo is great. The game is fitting what I want to say to these people, because it's just like, why would I help you here? That's fucking basically like there's no fucking what's in it for me, and but I went all the way to that first town, got a few missions, got out, and there's a book mission to go get this guy's book. And I was like, well, it's over here. Let me go do this first. And I pulled a Fallout 3. I went right into town, and I'm like, guns ablaze, and died in 30 seconds. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is really like Fallout 3. Now I'm like, I gotta remember how to do this whole thing. I gotta go a little slower, a little more methodical. And I did that afterwards, but it was hilarious because I remember that happening in Fallout 3, and it was because Nick watched me play that beginning part, and he was laughing his ass off when I went to the first area and just got rolled over by people, because it's just it's not a shooter. It's not like a traditional it is, but it's not it's not a shooter. It's an RPG, and you're not meant to be able to mow down unlimited waves of enemies. So I thought it was later. Until later, yeah, I guess so. But so I did that. I got that. I did that mission. I've actually only gotten to the other side of town. I guess I've got out of the other town. I can't remember what it's called already. For the first your power thing, you need that power generator thing.
Yeah,
and you have to make a decision. Yeah. So I went to the other side, and the woman's like, "Don't steal ours. Why don't you get power from them and make everything be free?" And I'm just like, I'm not sure. My theory, I hope I can play it this way, is whatever's best for me. If it fucks them both over, that's kind of what I want to do here. So I'm kind of really trying to see if I can do that. But I'm enjoying this. It definitely I can see the Fallout 3 obviously in this. It feels like it. I wish that it's very colorful, but I wish that, like Tony, you said, I wish the models were a little better. And I could see that if they're repeated later on, that would get kind of repetitive. And how do you not change that? It's so easy nowadays. Not easy, but you know what I mean. It's just how do you miss that? So, but it's just, I guess it was a much smaller budget. And,
yeah, it is.
I mean, Nick beat this game twice. Our friend Nick.
Yeah, I don't know how he did that.
I don't know how he did it either. But
the newborn too. I was like, I even joked about it. I was like, wow, dude, you really plowed through that. He's like, oh, it's a short game. I'm like, it's still 20 hours or something.
Yeah. No matter how short you do it.
The thing about it is it doesn't need to be a short game. I'm 40 hours in and it's not done yet because I'm.
Yeah, what are you up to in it?
I'm level 25 or 6. I got to I think one of the later areas in the game, an area they talk about for a while, and you finally get there. But there's still I'm just trying to do as many side quests as I can, and it's getting a little tedious.
Yeah.
Um, the thing about this game is it's so very good but not great. Like it's on that borderline consistently.
It strives for greatness and it just fails. That's the problem. It just falls short.
It's annoying to me because like there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of ways it's better than what we've got from like recent Fallout games, but it's like there's like 3 enemy types in the game. Like
it basically pulls an Ultimate Alliance 3.
Sort of. I guess there's a little more than 3. There's a few different types of animals, but all the animals sort of blur together for me. They're not that interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the look of the game so far. I love the dialogue options I get, and I love the ability to just you can kill anybody you want in this game.
And that's what I said. Like, it's a good game. It's not a great game. I think it like just touches it in a lot of areas. What I'm saying.
Like, it reminds me of. We've had this conversation with Ultimate Alliance 3 quite a bit. Yeah. Like, it's a game
where it's right. It scratches the itch.
Yes,
right.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Right. Like, going back to last week's conversation, like, if Bethesda were to go away, like, I wouldn't be happy because I still want Fallout 5, whatever that's going to be.
Yeah.
When that's going to be.
See, I think this with some, expansion and tweaking would be potentially better than anything we would get from Bethesda at this point.
What's crazy, Mike, is from what I'm hearing about this game, from feedback from people I've heard from, I think that would be great. Like, if these people had the budget and the more time to do it, I think they could do a great game. And I think because Bethesda's focused on more of a games as a service model. And oh my God, Corey's on here. Corey's on here,
Whoa.
folks. Wow, are you there? Can you hear us? Hey, welcome to the call. We're in the Gamecast right now talking about Outer Worlds.
Cool.
So yeah, we were just talking about like greatness and how it just kind of doesn't quite get there. And how, but I do feel like Mike and we both feel like if they had the time and the money to do a proper game, I think that they could build something that is a really great, like Fallout successor, and it would make you forget about Bethesda. I think so.
Yeah,
you're saying this could be the start of something great.
Yes,
I think so. But again, like it's just enemy variety, like. The loot, the gear needs to be a little better, and there's really involved companion quests. The companions are still the star of the show for this, and except at least 2 of them kind of suck. Of the I think you get 5 or 6 possible ones, and 2 of them are there's one companion which I feel like is kind of a waste of a spot. He's just completely uninteresting to me, and I don't know why it's there, but a lot of the companion quests are pretty tedious fetch quests when it comes down to it. Now it helps their character, they have a lot to say, and at least for one of them something profoundly interesting happens with them. But there's a little bit of tedium here because I guess the world itself isn't super huge. You end up going back and forth a lot to accomplish quests, but the character, the companions, and the team, and the ship, it's all very interesting, and I just wish there was a little more to it. That's just how I feel with it. But I have to see how it's going to end. I still want to do as much as I can before I finish the playthrough, because I'm still not sure if I'm going to want to start over right away again, but we will see. But yeah, no, it's very good, almost great, maybe a little great here or there, maybe a little mediocre here or there too, but I'm liking it. I'm glad I'm getting some time out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
40 hours and not even done yet. So
yeah, that's good. Corey, you play anything? What have you been playing? Anything good? Are you playing Outer Worlds? Borderlands?
No, I haven't really gotten to play too many video games. I hurt my hand or something, and so it kind of hurts to move.
That's not good.
My left hand. Yeah, no. So
I was building a chimney on the entire Sunday, so I didn't have time to play at all. My normal day of gaming was gone, unfortunately.
Yeah, just supposed to be playing board games. Is I'm finding myself wanting to play board games more than video games right now.
Cool.
So
that's another
one. Wow, Borderlands 3 really did a number on you, man.
Yeah, I just want to return it. I think I'm done. I think I'm not even going to get to this game. It's just not going to happen.
No.
My urge to play it is so low. It's just.
I mean, I did pop it in and play some more because that event is going on right now, and I do want to try to achieve all the challenges in it. But I only played for maybe an hour at most all week.
Okay. All right. All right, well, let's get into some news here. Besides BlizzCon, there's obviously the news that we're going to talk about shortly. We've got a tease that December 4th, right? Dragon Age 4 is probably going to get announced. Is it December 4th? Yeah, December 4th. Thank you. Bioware tweeted out that today marks the 10-year of Dragon Age. This year, we're excited to join the community's party on December 4th and celebrate a decade together in the world we all see on 12/4 for Dragon Age, and this Dragon Age Day, which is with the A is a 4. So, you know, yeah, pretty much straight.
The secret's out.
Yeah, pretty much straightforward there. Not teasing much there, like not hiding much from the tease. So yeah, we're gonna get Dragon Age 4 announced.
But the thing is, I mean, according to Schreier, I mean, this game is still years away. So it just seems really weird for me for them to be like, I guess they have to because it's the 10th anniversary, but I'm just like, I mean, we'll even get to it later, but like even at BlizzCon stuff, I'm just like,
about Diablo 4 is pretty far away.
It's like we're still years away. Like we're not even like Blizzard time years away. And
everybody like I watched multiple feeds of that thing, and multiple people said not even Blizzard time close.
Yeah, not even like quoted. They said in a Q&A thing, Blizzard, not even Blizzard time close. I'm just like, okay, like, and we'll get to it later. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. It's just, and again, we've talked about this briefly over the like past year or two, but like it's so hard for me to get hyped over anything that's like more than a year out anymore, unless it's like something huge, because again, it's just like the hype cycle. Just, you know, by the time that's gonna come out, I mean, how many great games are gonna come out between now and then that, you know, we never even heard of, or just, you know, the short turnaround times. It's just like, it's like, okay, cool, like Dragon Age, we'll just say, you know, in 3 years, like. Why am I getting hyped now? I'm not going to get hyped for that now.
But I don't think it's about hype. I don't think it's about hype for them, though, because with the way BioWare is right now, they need to tell
good
people,
PR.
oh, this is still happening. We're not, like, closed yet.
They need
like,
good PR.
I think they need to let people know that, like, oh, we're planning on doing this. This is happening, so...
How is that not hype?
It's letting people know they have a game coming, then they're not, like, dead.
How is that not hype, though? That is the hype.
They are creating hype, Mike. That's what they're doing. Hype. They're hyping themselves.
It's not about being hype. It's not about hyping them, though. It's more like,
don't forget about us.
We're still alive. So that's what it's like. Because people, if we didn't hear about this, then people would start talking, like, as we go, like, a year out. Like, it's like, oh, I guess nothing's ever going to come from them again.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that could still happen if this game is that far out.
Well, that's the other problem, is that you're talking about a game that could be a few years away, and who knows what's going to happen in that time. Like, we've had games come and go. I have zero
confidence in this. I mean, like I said, like, Bioware just, meh. You say Bethesda, I say the same thing about Bioware right now.
Yeah,
I think Bioware has a worse track record.
I think they do, but I think yes, yeah, absolutely. There's no argument there. You can't argue that. But my point. Okay, well, yes, I have nothing else on top of that. I just
I have nothing else to add. Oh, God.
All right. What else we have here?
Again, that's why they got to announce that they have something coming that
is
more in line with what people want.
I get it, Mike, and I understand your point of making a
statement.
How
soon is too soon?
Yeah. But then you get into the same problem they used to run into about games being announced way too early and then maybe not even showing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's something Blizzard is notorious for. Right. And it's a similar thing here, because if you're like 4 years away for Dragon Age 4, because you probably are. You probably are.
Mm-hmm. They're starting over again, right? So
it sounds like it. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, let's just, hypothetically, if it's, 3+ years out, I mean, that puts you right in Elder Scrolls territory. It does.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. So, I don't know. We'll see. December 4th, they might have some surprise announcements. It's going to launch December 4th, watch. Shadow drop it.
Anyway, the other thing is, we know for a fact that they're pushing live elements in this Dragon Age game. Like 100%, that's been confirmed. So,
yes.
Just going back to the conversation last week, do we need it? It's like, well, Dragon Age is 100% going to be, live, games as a service thing. So,
well, we're going to get into that in BlizzCon shortly. But,
oh yes, we will.
Shenmue III. We already mentioned this news. Well, maybe we didn't on the podcast, but I was.
Wait, it went gold, right?
It went gold.
It's coming out. Yeah.
Yu Suzuki came out and said this will not be the last Shenmue game, which we knew about. I said this. I think. I don't know if I said it on the podcast.
Count as an announcement and hype building for the next Shenmue game?
No, because it may never.
It's not?
It doesn't exist. It's never going to happen. He was lucky.
You don't know about Dragon Age 4
It pisses me off more that he could not kind of tell his story in the 3 episodes he had. You can't plan for like 12 games in a series. You've got 3's tough to make, and it's ridiculous that you finally get around to making a third game, and you don't wrap up your major storylines. I understand leaving seeds out there and like threads that you can do, but come on, it's
time is over. I mean, we'll see. Unless Shenmue 3 drastically changes the needle and direction, it's, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think it's great for the fans, obviously, but I just don't see Shenmue 3 drastically changing its fate, and where it's like, I'm sure we'll get a Shenmue 4 at some point, maybe another 5-8 years or something like that. But like, you know, is that worth being excited for? Like, I don't really know.
We'll
like,
see how 3 comes out.
Right,
I mean, I love those
yeah,
games,
that's
but
the thing is we gotta see what 3 does and how it performs. And
my fear about 3 is because it's such a smaller budgeted game, it's gonna remind us how dated Shenmue is. That's what I'm afraid of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, all right. PS4 lifetime sales have now moved ahead of the Wii in total sales, marking a huge leap here. So it's got DS, 3DS, and then PS2. Is that all ahead of it right now? Is it 4th?
I think it's PS.
Am I forgetting one?
PS2, DS, and
it's not 3DS, is it?
No, 3DS didn't even crack 100.
Oh, Game Boy Color.
Game Boy.
Color. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I knew it was DS, and I was like, I knew it was PS2. Okay, it's Game Boy Color is 118, so it's going to get to Game Boy Color. I don't think it's going to get to PS2. It doesn't happen. I mean,
there's no way. You're not going to have the tail, because like that's the thing is like after the PS3 launched, the PS2 still wound up selling like, I think 20 million consoles.
Yeah, but it sold the PS3. Yeah. So
it's also like it was like a cheap DVD player. It just came out at like a time when
plus emerging markets, like, you know, third world countries and shit and stuff like that. So
yes,
I mean it's good. You know, I remember we were kind of I was questioning like depending on the life cycle. I mean, you do have to think it's been 6 years, so it's definitely a typical life console. You know, to reaching that 100 million. But you know, they did it. So good job. They did revise one part I thought was interesting. They revised their yearly shipments by 1.5 million. I think a lot of that has to do with Last of Us 2. So I think it's easy to say that that's how much they expected Last of Us 2 to sell, you know, PS4 systems. So
yeah, I can see it. No.
Yep.
So their holiday is going to be a little lower. I mean, there's not much this holiday. Is there any first party at all? Not really. I mean, Nintendo's got their own stuff, Pokemon, but Sony's got nothing, and neither does Microsoft, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not forgetting any game right here. No. Yeah, it's a quiet year for them, considering like, and that's crazy. Is we're not. That's the other news is like Watch Dogs got announced that it's going to be on Scarlet and PS5, and which is weird because you're going to get. It sounds like you're getting your own version for those, and they should all be backwards compatible. So how is that going to play out? But yeah.
4K version or some bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems, I don't remember where I was going with this story at this point.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. Sorry, everybody. All right, let's get
stick with sales. Nintendo released their quarterly earnings as well.
I forgot that part. Yeah, go ahead.
Switch is at 41.6 million units lifetime to date, which is matching.
Tracking ahead, yeah.
Yep, it's matching / tracking ahead of PS4 depending on how you view the whole, like, you know, Switch launched outside the holiday period. PS4 launched inside the you know, holiday period and stuff like that. But pretty good quarterly results. Fire Emblem confirmed over 2 million units. Link's Awakening 3 million units already, which is fucking incredible for launching in September.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty up and up. In the quarter, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold over 1 million units, so that brings its lifetime total to 19 million, which is fucking insane. You know, basically 1 out of every 2 owners of the fucking Switch own Mario Kart. So yeah, good results. We'll see how it's going. One thing I thought was interesting is Super Mario Party, which I don't even consider a great entry in the series, 8 million units. 8 million.
It's like again, there's a fever for like Switch games, and like it doesn't matter. You launch on the Switch, you sell well, as long as you're not covered up in the eShop, because the eShop covers there's so many games. But if you launch a game like in the stores, you sell pretty well usually.
Yeah, it's 8 million units. I mean, that's more than pretty much any Microsoft first-party title this generation.
I would love to know Witcher 3's numbers. We don't have any of that yet. I would love to know.
Witcher 3? Witcher 3, it's like, I want to say at least 20 million.
No, I'm on the Switch.
I'm sorry, on the Switch.
I would love to know the Switch numbers. I really want to know how well that's selling.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
I'm interested to hear about that.
Hopefully we get an update. I mean, I've heard really good things about it. Yeah. I mean, it's not for me, but people seem to be happy with the port and everything like that, which is crazy. And now it's looking like, at this point, like, what game can't be ported? Like, if you can fucking port Witcher 3, like, no other games have an excuse. And it's funny, actually, because I read this interview with Obsidian and how they said they did not expect Our World's port to even be a thing, because they're like, oh, it's not possible on the Switch. And then the port company that pitched it, actually, they're like, oh, just give us like a month or 2 months or whatever, and we'll do a presentation on it. And they're blown away. They're like, wait, what? Like, all right, yeah, this works. So
it's surprising. So I don't know. We'll see. That looks. I'm interested in that, but the free version of Game Pass for that is so cool. But sorry, I don't know. I think Tony. We'll see. We'll see this top 20. This top 20 is going to be interesting because I think Witcher 3 gets on there.
Witcher 3 for Switch?
Yeah.
I mean, it might, but I don't think it's going to push out. Dude, Red Dead Redemption, like, this is it. This is the only month you have.
I know. This is it. And then it's coming down to the wire here. And I think it's got a shot. I think we have a shot.
Oh, man, dude, I don't know. Like, top 20, like, if you had said top 10, obviously, I would have lost already. But top 20.
Yeah. I knew it was not going to be the top 10. But if you go back to, top 20, it's just not going to be. It's not going to be. We'll see. This is gonna be. I've never paid this much attention to NPD at this point, ever. So it's gonna be interesting. I'll be waiting. The last time I followed, like Piscatello, like tweeting stuff, it was probably about like the PS4 Xbox wars, like who's selling more in the month, and yeah, it was probably like years. It was years ago, back when they were releasing numbers. So,
by the way, we did forget major first party holiday release, Death Stranding.
Yeah, that'll sell in there. There's another one.
But that's. Is it this month or is it next month?
It's 2 days from now.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. But like Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead's on PC,
so
I can't get November. Yeah,
there's no way.
I won't win November. I have a chance for October. I know this. And that's what I thought. I know November's dead, and I didn't know about PC, but I thought maybe I had November, by the way, because I think we talked about going through November, because I didn't know that it was going to come out on PC at that point.
Yeah. I bet if you go back, I even said within a year they'll launch the PC version, because that's what they fucking do. That's what they do. It's like clockwork.
Yeah.
But speaking of Death Stranding, real quick, like those reviews are just so crazy. It really seems to be like you either fucking love this game and think it's crazy genius level of like next weirdness, or you're just like, no, fuck this. And it's so interesting. Like, I have no skin in this game because, like, look, I love some of my Kojima games, but I know he's a very, what's the correct word, auteur, where it's just like it's like I was with you with Metal Gear Solid for a long time, but I don't know about this. This just seems really weird and really crazy. And some of the stuff I've read where it's like, I remember I was following one journalist, and I think it was either Schreier or I forget who it was, but it was like, I said to somebody, I can't fucking believe he did this, and then they're like, yeah, I can't fucking believe he did it. It's so cool. And the guy was just like, is it? Like, is it cool? And then I heard this other person say that, like, literally the game makes you wait for 3 minutes for no reason. It's just like, just wait around for 3 minutes. Just like, what? What are you doing, man? Like, I don't know. And Jim, I can't imagine you like this game, because from everything I've read about it, it's like you have a breath meter, like a breath meter. You have a stamina meter, like your shoes have a durability meter, like your clothing has a durability meter. I'm just like, that's a lot of systems juggle for me. I don't know about that.
Like, some people are calling it a walking simulator,
and that's fine. Like it might not be for me, but if it's making other people happy, like bravo, good for them, good for Kojima. It just,
I definitely
it's just like reviewing it because like, we're not even gonna bother finishing it. It's like not a matter of like trying to get it done for the review. Just like, no, we're just done. We're not gonna play this anymore.
The interesting about that was that Kojima wouldn't let them do the review within like a certain amount of period if they didn't beat the game, and they're like, we're not beating this game. Like, we just don't want to.
So So when did do we remember when Red Dead Redemption 2 launched?
November was it September?
I don't remember because
I think it was August.
was it? No, it wasn't August. No,
It wasn't late August? No.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up for me because the bet terms are 13 months. I finally saw the bet terms.
October 2018.
Right,
Okay,
cool.
13 months. We knew exactly where I knew exactly where the time period was going to be. The bet will not be in the top 20. So
Okay.
it is 100% confirmed. I found the bet. So this is going to be an NPD. Oh, I can't wait for next. Oh, wait, is it next week? No, it would be the week after.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a preview. 2 weeks from now, guys. It's going to be interesting. So, and I know that now for the record, those wondering, we always have bets on here. We have bets that we forget about and maybe don't pay up on stuff. And I owe Mike for some stupid movie he gave me. I don't remember. Whatever. Let's go up to stay clean. Tony gives me a bad movie for this. I promise you, I will pay up and I will watch this movie. I promise you.
I saw you watch Avengers anyway, so I gotta.
Yes.
Because the long-term bet.
Yeah. So we'll see. But all right, let's get into more news here. Let's get into news. Did we get into news? Yeah, we didn't get into news. We did get into news. We'll get BlizzCon. Let's go into BlizzCon now. This is the big topic. BlizzCon occurred. Let's start with the China issue first because we have the games afterwards.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way. And I don't want to speak to ad nauseum about it because I think we spoke a lot about it already. I just think this apology was, again, such a non-apology. It's like, we're sorry, like, we did something that made people feel bad. And that was it. That was it.
That's all I said. Yeah.
That's how you do an apology. An apology is like statement of ownership, admitting like you will do or behave differently in the future and recognizing what it is that you did wrong. Yeah. They did none of that. They were just like, we are sorry. And it's like,
we're sorry we pissed you off.
Yeah. It's like, that doesn't mean anything. No. Like, it's like, sorry I punched you in the face. I'm not saying I'm not
punched me in the face though. It's like, yeah. Sorry we stole your shit, and we're not giving it back, but we're sorry we did it.
Yeah.
So I just thought
that was a non-apology. I mean, the protests weren't as bad as.
No, I don't think. I mean, I was surprised that many people showed up to begin with, which is cool because, like, I figured a lot of people would just not show up, but I still see a lot of anger from people about the non-apology, but I do see a lot of people that are coming around like, oh, Diablo 4, oh, Overwatch 2, and I'm just like, I expect it. It's like, God.
I'm really conflicted still. Like, you just like, it's hard to, because I want to be excited for this stuff, but at the same time, again, we're talking about it. We're going to talk about it more. Obviously, it's not going to be coming for who knows when, and so like, why get excited for something? Plus, all this shit that's going on around this company is just. This sours everything. It really it's a bad taste in my mouth.
That's the thing. Yes. So, all right. We talked to nausea about the thing last time. Let's get into the actual BlizzCon convention, which I just giving a quick overview. I felt it was pretty bland because we've had leaks. We knew it was coming, and I didn't feel like they didn't feel even when like the stuff we got.
The problem was like not even that we knew it was coming. It's like it had to happen.
Yes, but I feel like
these things had to be announced because of the rumors and plus what happened last year. It's like you had to announce this stuff, no matter where it's at, no matter what is ready or where like the games are.
I feel like yes, I know, but I feel like they could have had some more content. I feel like there wasn't enough content. I feel like
100%.
All we got was Blizzard. Yeah. All we got was the regular Blizzard stuff. Here's our normal things, and here you go.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing is they know they can get away with the bare minimum because, I mean, like honest to goodness, like this is what I say because like again the outrage last year I thought was stupid because it's like just because people didn't get the Diablo they wanted, which was Diablo 4, and they got shown Diablo Immortal. All these people were on a tizzy. It's like, do you really think Blizzard's not working on fucking Diablo 4? Like, do you really think a series that's probably over like 50 million copies sold, like they're not going to do a Diablo 4? Like, anybody with a brain can rationalize that, yes, they are working on Diablo 4, and also if they, like, that it eventually will come out. It's not like I'm never getting Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Like, these people can't connect the dots, though. But now it's like, hey, guys, Diablo 4, this is what you want. And it's like, okay, cool. And like they show the bare minimum, which again looks good, but it's hard to get, like Corey's saying, it's hard to get excited for something that is 3+ years away because things can change, things can be delayed, like who knows.
Yeah.
And it's just like, like Okay.
When a game is this early, it's like, what are you showing us here? You're doing your same thing you always do.
I was surprised they actually showed gameplay.
You cut a demo for this, is what you did.
But again, that's the thing. That's the thing is like, and I've talked about this with E3 demos.
Yeah,
it's a vertical slice.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
Like, it's not going to be indicative of the final product. It's like, cool. Like, does it look third person? Like
Tony, for the record, I have learned my lesson, and I am on board with you on this situation. Okay. It took how many years, but I am on board with this. I completely know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad I have an app by now.
I will not be fooled again.
That's the thing. It's like I can objectively be like, okay, yes, that looks like Diablo gameplay, and I hope it looks like that. But again, we don't know. Like, things can change from now in 3 years or whatever it's going to come out. So it's hard to be excited. And again, like Corey, you were also saying, it's like we knew about it. We knew about it last year because I can think, yes, they were obviously working on Diablo 4. So it's like
we were all guessing that was coming out last year too. Like that's like the whole thing. That's why people are so upset. It's like, oh, why didn't you announce this?
Yeah.
Right. So it's what did they show us that we weren't expecting?
My thing is the timetable that they showed us. Like, what they showed us looked fine. It looked like what I expected to see for Diablo 4. I don't think I was blown away with it. I don't think it's got bending cool new things. I don't think it has that. I've seen a lot of the gameplay, and why is this 3 years out, 4 years out? Like, what were they doing before this on this game? That's where I'm like, what the hell is going on? Now, the only thing I can think of that's taking a while is trying to figure out how they're doing their games as a service with this game, because we all know that is what we're getting with this game, and that's a different topic. It's not different; it's a topic in itself. This game is a live-based game, like as we talked about, with a big giant shared world, is what you're going to be going into in this game, almost like an MMO, but has its own solo side of things. We're going into your dungeons. You can still do the solo side of the story, but it's all connected in terms of a world.
It's interesting because I think part of them might go for like the Dark Souls Bloodborne system, where it's like you can't, like, if you wanted to, you can absolutely play the game single player, like no interruptions, whatever. But I think there's also going to be that option where you can visit like other players' realms and stuff like that and whatnot.
Well, I mean, the world encounters. I mean, they took Destiny ideas here with the world encounters. I got to see some of that in the gameplay, and like they didn't look great, but they're there. I mean, they looked, nobody seemed to be interested in them, which is exactly like Destiny. But I understand that it's like a world building, idea, and that to me tells me they want to do a games as a service with this game.
100%. There's no doubt in my mind that there will be games as a service elements, but that's the thing. Is like
that aspect. Yeah.
Right. I mean, in a way, Diablo's always had that, though, with Diablo 2. Like, I know Corey's a big fan of it, but the ranked ladder season, where it was like, hey, this season lasts for this many weeks, and it's a contest.
Well, it gives you a chance to play. I mean, it gives you an incentive to play.
Right. And that was, an early, model of a games as a service, because, it offers a way for people to come back, experience the product, and, not move on to something else. So,
and it was free. I mean, that stuff
was free,
which was, made it even more acceptable, as well as, neat. Is something to look forward to, because you weren't paying.
I don't think we're going to see something stupid like the auction house thing again. I think they know that was a bad idea.
That was what I was going to get into here. We've seen their service try before, and that nearly killed the Diablo franchise, arguably. And like that was a big problem out of that game, Diablo 3. And so we don't see that again. But what are they going to give us in this game to make us stay in the loop?
Cosmetics, battle pass. I guarantee you it's going to have a battle pass. Yeah. I mean, maybe loot chests. Yeah. Loot crates.
Mike, now this is a game that will probably be on consoles as well, so we can have a conversation.
Oh, it's already announced.
It's announced. Okay. I mean, they did such a great job, and they actually added the dodge into the PC now, which I love to see. By the way, that little dodge thing I love to do in the console. They added back in Diablo 3, but it's already in Diablo 4, which is cool. But is this a game you're interested in at all, or no?
No.
Really? I mean, like, it's a loot game. I understand you're not a big. You've played Witcher now. Like,
yeah, I know, but I've never played Diablo games. Like,
I think you would enjoy these games. I really do, but I honestly think you would. But you're not enticed at all in this game.
0%.
All right. What are we looking at the setting? Going darker. Did you get that vibe in this?
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely took the criticism of Diablo 3 to heart, which I thought were overblown a little bit.
I did
but
too.
I do like the more gothic, horror style where it's just like, I don't know, just there's something about the atmosphere in Diablo 1 and 2 where just like, as soon as you load into the world, like, it's bad. Like, like, you would not want to choose this world to ever live in a, virtual reality settings. Like, this is a bad place. Bad stuff happens all the time. Like, just what the fuck is going on? Whereas Diablo 3, it's like, okay, like, maybe this area is not so bad and, whatnot.
Definitely felt a little more cartoony also.
It did. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah, the art style direction. So I'm glad that they took that criticism, and went a little bit darker because, I mean, spoiler alert, Diablo 1 was one of the first PC games I've ever beat, and, it's quite different from consoles at the time, which is like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. But, like, the ending of Diablo 1 is your hero character, whichever class you chose, kills Diablo, but you can't truly kill Diablo. Like, his soul gets sucked into this gem or whatever, stone, and he would be able to, like, revive himself at some point, or I don't know, something crazy like that. So your hero character takes it and just slams it to his fucking forehead to, like, contain the evil, and just like, whoa, that's kind of fucking dark. And that's the premise for Diablo 2, is Diablo is taking over your hero character from Diablo 1 and reviving himself. And it's just like, that's such a cool storyline. I mean, back in 1998 anyway. And I was just like, damn. And Diablo 3, it's like, we're going to kill Deckard Cain right away. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Fuck that. I'm so mad at the story. That was one of my big...
And then, like, the character you're working with, like, just randomly becomes Diablo. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So, all right. What else? You guys see anything else about this you want to discuss? Diablo 2?
Diablo 4?
I'll be Diablo 4.
I was surprised we did not see a Diablo 2 remake. That was really good.
That's what I'm gonna say. Yes, that's a good one. Like why? Yeah. Like that's
they're working
been
on
for
World
how
of
long?
Warcraft right now. They're just doing the World of Warcraft stuff. They're gonna do that first, run through that IP, and then we'll get it.
All right. So let's go on to the next big one, Overwatch 2. Is this a 2?
No, not real. Not really. And I read an interview with Jeff Kaplan today where he actually had to intervene with, like, I don't know, I assume the numbers guys at Activision to be like, hey, like, because originally, apparently, this is what I'm reading in between the lines here, Activision was like, okay, you're going to make Overwatch 2, and it's going to be one of those things where if people don't buy Overwatch 2, like, we're not going to support Overwatch 1 anymore. Like, you guys are done with that. And I think Jeff took that to heart with, what that would do for the community, and was like, no, if we do that, like, we're going to lose a lot of goodwill. Players are going to be angry about it. Like, who are we making happy with this? Like, any players we gain with this new Overwatch 2, we're going to lose by people not converting over.
You can't look at the community as just numbers and math equations. You have to talk about, there's feelings involved here.
Yeah.
Right. And especially because one of the first things that they said about Overwatch, because, again, when they announced it, it was ahead of its time in terms of, like, games as a service and a living model and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're like, they're going to get all the content for free. Characters, maps, everything but cosmetics, which, is the one thing. So he's like, look, let's at least do the PvP stuff, and the stuff that they won't get is the PvE stuff, which, has been the number one most requested feature, which, they confirmed to say. Which, to me, that's a Screams expansion pack. It really does.
It does, yeah. It's an add-on module.
I understand the marketing behind it. You can't really, whenever something comes out in an expansion, it's like you kind of handicap yourself with, people are like, oh, that's just more of the same kind of stuff. Whereas, like, Overwatch 2, you throw a number after it, it's like, oh shit, like, it's all new and all that other stuff. So
my thing is, the confusing part for me on this situation is the backwards compatibility with 1. Like, they don't play against 2 competitors, right? It's
no, you will. So Overwatch 1, like, all right, Overwatch
is very confusing. Just so you're not the only one.
I'm more confused right now because I thought I had it figured out.
So Overwatch 1 will continue to exist in its primary, most PvP focus.
Probably not getting anything new.
Right.
But yes.
But no. So Overwatch 2 is going to get all the PvP. If you buy Overwatch 2, you get everything in Overwatch 1. Like, all the characters, all the modes, whatever. All Overwatch 2 does is give you the PvE mode and then any new characters, all right, so we have both of these on parallel. Let's say the 50th character, whatever the number they're up to, will come to both Overwatch 1 and 2, but 1 only in PvP capacity. And 2, you'll be able to play it PvE or PvP.
But like he's preaching upgraded character models and everything in this game. Are they?
Yeah.
Are they updating 1 then with those new character
It's just
models?
an upgraded
Oh,
engine.
okay.
So
Okay, that was
they're
confusing
upgrading
to
the
me.
engine. It's
Yeah.
not like a new engine or
So
anything.
one's
it's like
getting
a
patched with
little
a new, like a better engine, like the same engine but tweaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like what World of Warcraft has been doing. Similar.
So basically,
Yeah, got
because
it.
Overwatch 2 is coming out, Overwatch 1 is getting a lot of new stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you have Overwatch, Overwatch,
So
you're going to get.
no one is getting left behind.
Except
That's
for
the
the
whole
PvE.
thing that Jeff Kaplan had to like emphasize a bunch is that if you played a bunch of Overwatch 1, you are not getting left behind if you do not get Overwatch 2. If you're a PvP person.
Yeah.
If you want PvE, go with Overwatch 2. The biggest issue, and like again, these big wigs, like smart people, they don't understand is when you name something that's a sequel with a 2, you expect like major leaps and jumps forward, right? This is not. This is a sidestep, and it's confusing people because the people that are in love with this game and are following this game, they see that they don't understand it, and that's like with you, you're confused.
They could have called
like
it Overwatch 1.5. They could have done that.
Well, no, because the marketing team and the big wigs at Activision had to have a 2 on this stupid name.
Yep.
Like I 100% think that Jeff Kaplan was like, I don't want 2 on this. Like you have to have 2, otherwise we're canceling your stuff. Like that's the only reason 2 is on here, because it's no reason 2 needs to be on this at all whatsoever.
I get you. So okay,
like, this should have been subtitled.
I got this now.
Overwatch
So
subtitle.
okay, I get it now. So we're no players left behind. So if you have Overwatch, you get all this new content on your PvP side of things. You just don't get to play the PvE. It's straightforward.
PvE is the only thing you miss out if you do not upgrade it to.
So let's say I'm going to buy 2. Like I like 2. I like the look of it. So let's talk about the PvE side of things, because the PvP then is going to. So actually let's rephrase that. They're getting a new mode in PvP. We're getting the push mode, right?
That's coming to both.
Yes.
Push mode is PvP, so yes, both Overwatch 1 and 2.
That's what I'm saying. Let's cover that first, and then we're going to get a couple new maps and new characters, and they're all coming to both.
Yep.
I saw 4 new characters. Is what we're looking at?
I know one was Echo. She's like the flying cyborg thing that was teased in the
and definitely
Ash.
that began with a G.
She's
The one that began with a G. I can't remember her name. But
yeah.
there's another one. I think there's 4 that were already blanked, like they showed. So there's definitely 4. I can confirm that one. But so we got that, and that's pretty much it. New skins, everything. It's going to be both. That's coming too. So
I
then,
think they could have gotten away with having a few new characters be exclusive to 2. I think as long as they could play. I think they could have gotten away with that.
But Jeff, what Corey just mentioned was the guy was Kaplan was adamant about the no player left behind kind of thing.
Right.
No, because then you fragmentize the player base, and it just, especially because they want to go the esports direction, like it'd be completely terrible optics, like completely terrible.
Like next year, we're gonna get this push mode competitive.
They have this. It's like sort of half pregnant now, though.
Or next year, whenever the game's coming out. But I don't know. The PvE side of things, actually, I'm getting Overwatch 2. I will say this right now. I'm gonna get the game because I've gotten so much use out of the first game. Like, so much enjoyment. I haven't played it in so long. But it didn't matter. The amount of hours I put into that game warrants me going to buy an Overwatch 2, because that is like, they've earned that from me. You've given me this content, so much of it, that I will buy your game because you've earned it. And I'm going to play 2 because I want to play the PvE side of things. It sounds really cool. This world they've built, we get to finally play some cinematic stories.
Right. And now, real quick, because one of the things that we talked about last week, which was unknown at the time, but rumored, but anything that you did earn in Overwatch 1, including skins, sprays, etc., do transfer over to Overwatch 2. Yes. So it's not like you're completely starting over, which is a big sticking point for me. Like, I would have been like,
well, you guys worked your butt off.
Absolutely hell not. Like, right, because like either earn stuff or
I mean, I have the first 2 seasons, the special was it badges and stuff you get for that?
The sprays.
Yeah, sprays. Yeah, I have those. So yeah, I mean, same thing. I kind of would like to have those skins I've unlocked included that I in my game. So yeah, absolutely, I love that feature. But I mean, like the PvE side of things sounds awesome, because for years. For years, we've been talking about this like world they've built with these characters, the comic books, everything about it's so cool. Like, we get to finally play this story mode. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that's why I was like really optimistic that first year, but then like with the second year of Overwatch, you could see they were really focusing on the esports aspect of Overwatch League. And then even after the second season of that, which is the third year, you could see that they even slowed down with other stuff. So it's like there was definitely working on something. And now that we know, it's obviously Overwatch 2 because it seems like it's going to be a much more fleshed out version of the stuff we've already seen in like the Overwatch Archives missions, which were, I think, in the spring, which is cool because, like, you know, I love that part because I'm not always in the mood for PvP, you know, and it's just nice to be able to like get together with, you know, 3 other people to be like, oh, let's do these story modes and stuff. But there's only so many times you could do a yearly mission, you know. It's like, okay, like, cool.
Were you confused a little bit about the timeline, though? Like,
yeah,
I was like, wait.
Apparently, it takes place like 5 minutes after the transmission that Winston sends out in the opening cinematic.
Yeah, that's what I was confused by watching. I watched these cinematics. I watched them again today because to make sure I like watched like the thing properly because I was very confused about that. Like, is it so? What happened with the Overwatch game we were playing? Is that not like
all that was like prequel stuff apparently?
Oh wow, okay, so that opening sequence we saw Winston is this definitely because I was like, are they showing the same thing? That's why I thought they were like, okay, all right.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I mean, the opening cinematic, I have to say, for 2 was like so awesome. I think it was like 8 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
And like, props to the Blizzard artists, like the whole creative team that does that because they're still, you know, top tier in the industry.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like I'm still angry at Blizzard, but like watching, I'm just like, fuck, like, you know, I want to love this and I want to be on board like day one, but it's just like it still feels bad. Where it's just like, I don't know about this and. Obviously, this was work for like months, if not years. But
sure,
I kind of had to chuckle at like May gets blasted during the trailer. I'm just like, you know, they're trying to turn May into the Hong Kong, you know.
You know what's funny is like just having May in the trailer. I thought was like, timing for this one probably chose the wrong character here.
Yeah, that's like.
But it's like they don't know who she is though. Like that's like, another thing. I was like, what is? I don't know. I just need to go back and look at all the stuff. But it seemed like it was kind of weird with the timing.
It seemed May was
what
the
have
new.
You been doing this whole time for the past 2 years? Like nothing.
Yeah, it seemed May was the new kid on the block in that trailer. Like definitely seemed she was like.
Well, right, because if you remember, so again, it's one of the things where all these cinematics are spread over 3 years, and like they never really had a concrete timetable. But May, basically, it's like May wakes up and goes to Overwatch.
Yes,
like,
what I get.
Like Winston, like that's it. Like she wakes up, like she was a former scientist, and then just wakes up at her cryostasis, whatever bullshit, and goes and meets up with Winston and the others because you know she never met Tracer apparently and all that other stuff. So yeah, it's weird, but you know, hopefully they're gonna start doing all that lore stuff that we've been asking for since, you know, day one.
Yeah, cool. We got Hearthstone news. A lot of dragons. Don't care about that.
Who gives a fuck about Hearthstone?
What else we got? A World of Warcraft expansion, Shadowkeep, is dropping. Nothing about that really.
I'm done.
I'm done with
life.
Yeah.
It is funny though. I have to mention my brother's playing Classic. You know, he's level 60. He just raided Molten Core for the first time again the other day.
The Giants, the first pool, you all wipe.
Yep. So they cleared it. And
they did. Okay.
This weekend he's going away. He's like, yo, Tony, you know, this is separate before I knew this, but he goes, hey, are you going to be around Sunday? I was like, yeah, I think so. Why? He's like, you do me a favor. I'm like, okay, what's this going to be? Drop him off at the airport, you know, pick somebody up, whatever. He's like, can you raid Molten Core for me? I'm like, bro.
Those sets, man.
He's like, I need my tier 2 or tier 1 or whatever.
You can tell him I said you're welcome because I was a pioneer with the strategies on these bosses.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a video actually probably still online about I think it was which is the bomb one?
Baron.
Yeah, I'm in a video somewhere. I know I'm because I was in one of the bigger guilds when it first was raiding Molten Core when I was first playing because I was unemployed and I was playing. I'll admit way too much. I would be up till 7:00 in the morning from the night before playing. But I'm in some video with my old guild. But yeah, I play the game to death. We figured out strategies. It was I loved Molten Core like so much. But so it's cool to hear about Classic. It really does. Like I just want to hear the experiences. I would love to see like video of people trying to pull like the first giant with like not overpowered sets and just do that first pull because the giant and you have to have add-ons because all the extra stuff they gave you is gone. So I had to use like. Wow, the bar tool. I can't remember what it was called. but it was bars. You had to make little boxes with your groups, your raid groups. It was awesome. So, oh man, now I'm going to WoW. Never mind, nostalgia. So, anyways, yeah, BlizzCon itself, though, nothing else new though. Like nothing surprising.
Yeah,
I will say StarCraft is dead officially.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
RTS genre is just done with.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to mess with that scene again. Really.
Did they show remake World of Warcraft at all or no?
No, Warcraft 3.
I mean, yes, Warcraft 3. Sorry.
I think the beta's going on now or something.
Yeah, that's running. So.
But they didn't show it there, right?
I think it was there, but they didn't
do it. Have an announcement or anything.
I feel weird. Like, why didn't you give me anything for that? Like, I like that game. Show me stuff.
Nobody cares, dude.
Also, the remake is not retconning any of the stuff.
yeah. So
story stuff.
All right. Anything else to add? I think that's good. That's gonna wrap up 471 of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. See you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. We're out.